we all want to advance in our lives in one way or the other. It's going to take money. And so money is something that is very critical and essential. But when you think about Christianity and money, there are many who have demonized money. In fact, on one extreme, there are those who believe, and there are even those who teach, that the poorer that you are, the more spiritual you are. There are those who glorify poverty and they equate poverty with spirituality, that in this world you need to suffer materially so that you can be spiritual. In fact, they demonize money so much that for them to be well supplied, or to be wealthy, or to at least demonstrate or to look like you are advancing materially, is considered almost demonic. It's like you're losing your soul. It's like you're losing your way. That is one extreme. But there's also the other extreme that we find also in the church, and that is where prosperity gospel comes in, where we glorify money, we glorify wealth, we glorify riches, so much so that the gospel is narrowed down to nothing but money. So from the pulpits, in some of our pulpits, in some of the churches, and I thank God we don't do that here in CITAM, is people are always being taught how to get more. Yet they live lives that are so miserable because, see, money cannot buy you happiness. Money cannot buy you the fruit of the Spirit. And yet I have also met people who have never touched a lot of money in their lives, yet they are so blessed. Do you know what I'm talking about in this house? And like the Apostle Paul, and we shall look at that as we move along, the Apostle Paul said, listen, I know what it means to live in plenty, and I know what it means to live in poverty, or when I am in need. He says, I have found the secret, and the secret is to find that place of contentment, because contentment with godliness is a great thing, is a great gain. These are the words of the Apostle Paul writing to the church in Philippi. Now, of all Paul's letters, the church in Philippi is his happiest letter. In fact, they say Philippians is the epistle of joy. It is in this particular epistle that the Apostle Paul uses the word joy, probably more than 10 or more than 8 times at least. It is in this epistle that Paul writes and says, rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say, rejoice. Verse 17 there, and we've already just read this. He says, not that I desire your gifts. Now notice, he is writing to tell them, thank you for what you sent. You stood with me. Even when I went to Thessalonica, after I had left you, your gift followed me. You still continued giving into my ministry. And then he says this, not that I desired your gifts, but he says, what I desire is that more be credited to your account. Now notice what the Apostle Paul is doing here. Now, that statement almost sounds rude. I mean, you have been helping him. Then he says, not that I desire your gift. I was not after your money. That's what Paul is saying. I didn't want to. I was not coming after your money. It is not your money that I was after. But he said this, that what my desire is that more be credited to your account. Then he says that these gifts you sent, this money you sent, they are a fragrant offering, an acceptable sacrifice, pleasing to God. So Paul is telling the people, what you don't know is that because you gave, you have unlocked divine supply over your life.